Rocky. What's up, buddy? What's up? We're about to talk to the people. You see him? See him right there? Right there. What's up? Okay, I'm gonna... I guess I'm just gonna have to do this with Rocky on me. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna start now, okay? Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? It's been a while since I've done a kind of sit-down vloggy video for the sake of vlogging. But I have a really cool topic that I think is interesting to share with you guys, and it's a tip on how to prepare for gigs when you're really booked, or if you're really busy. Right now, fortunately for me, I've been in the middle of having a lot of work to do, and sometimes it could be a bit overwhelming, but it's also great. I know the obvious answer is gonna be to just sit down and practice or shed for the gigs. But sometimes you don't really have the opportunity to do all that because we're all human and we all have a lot of things we have to deal with. So this is my tip of what I think you should do. Obviously, the answer is not practice, because clearly we would want to practice, but this is meant for people who don't have a lot of time to practice everything as much as they would probably like to. I honestly think the best thing you could do is listen. Listening is one of the most important parts of being a musician. I teach a lot of students. Some are children, some are teenagers, some are adults, and I always tell the adults who think that they can't play music that they can, because they've already done half of the homework because they've been listening their whole life, right? So let's explain. What do I mean by that? I mean a lot of music, safe to say, especially mainstream, showy music, pop tunes, if you're playing in like a bar band or a cover band or a wedding band, the songs are gonna be repetitive, they're catchy, they're repetitive until they're not, okay? And that is why we wanna listen. A prime example of this, and one that always gets me, is Semi-Charmed Kind of Life. If any of you guys out there have ever played this song, you know what I'm talking about. It is very repetitive until it is not repetitive. It's almost a 3-chord song, but it's up to you as the musician who is preparing for a show to play Semi-Charmed Kind of Life to go, okay, it's the same 3 chords over and over and over again until you hear they're not the 3 same chords. The one thing that listening helps you get more than anything is independency, musical independency. You never want to show up to a gig not knowing what's up, not knowing where you are, not knowing what comes next. If you play a song section by section following people, it's gonna sound like you really didn't do your homework. You could take that song, you could take another song that maybe is a little bit more complex. The idea is, when you're listening, you know what to look out for at that point, right? So like if I was going to learn Sweet Child of Mine, say I was a guitar player, I'm playing the gig and I have to learn Sweet Child of Mine, I've never played it before. By listening to the tune, I can know that the verse is the same 3 chords over and over again, so I'm gonna really wanna spend my time shedding the intro lick, the little in-between solo-y parts, and the big solo, right? You know? Same thing with a musical theater gig. If I'm sitting down and I'm listening to a track, I'm okay, this is pretty straightforward. Whoa, what was that run? I see it in my part. Let me practice that run that I see here in my part. The one thing that the musical independency thing that I'm kind of talking about, or whatever I have deemed that, you know what I'm saying, is confidence. And confidence is key when you perform. Different dynamic levels like forte and piano are loud and soft, but you could still play like you don't know what's going on, even if you're very loud or if you're very soft. And that's something that shows and you don't want to happen, especially if you're a working musician. So listening basically helps you time manage your practice schedule, or whatever limited amount of time you have, because you should prioritize the harder things, or the things that are going to give you more trouble, than the things that are going to be easy breezy. I'm pretty sure every other professional musician that I know could also agree with what I'm saying, because I've heard many a tale of the cool cat listening to the songs on the car ride to the gig, and they get through it, because it is an important step of preparing for a gig, listening to the songs, knowing how they go. In a perfect world, we'd be able to sit down for the full 24-hour day and just practice for our shows, for all those professional musicians out there, but sometimes you just can't, and sometimes you have a lot of shows. So I hope this tip helped. I know I've been asked about it a couple of times, and if you're watching this video, certainly you must be in a panic. So I just want to say, relax, breathe. It is all going to be okay. Remember, music is fun. You're gonna have a great time. And just keep playing, guys. Listen and play. That's all there is to it. I'll see you guys in the next one.